Welcome, everybody, to the Please Don't Sue Us podcast, episode 5, part 1. Joining me this week are my friends Corey Fischbacher and Sabrina Kilgore. With her lovely new blue eyes. You look like a hit woman.
My turd eyes.
Wow. So I think we brought up an interesting topic. We're going to kick things off going real quick this week. We were talking about Saved by the Bell, so...
I don't know why, but we were.
It comes up sometimes. Look like Zach Morris with cornrows.
Sexy. You see what he's doing now?
No.
He's on like one of those criminal He's like a detective on like SVU or something.
Hey, you're kidding me.
Like special. Law and Order. He's like
I don't watch that.
He's a detective on Law and Order. Not the SVU, not the.
I think that was a
I
long
don't
time
know.
ago. That was a while ago, though.
Maybe he's not anymore. But I couldn't. Every time I seen him, I was like.
He has that show Suits that he does with
I don't know
that other generic actor who never. It's an okay show.
Anyway.
I'll have to find out. I wonder if he is a detective. I've always liked Zach Morris. He was like like an idol
That's
growing
when
up.
you just grab the phone and you just hit the Google thing and go, what is Zach Morris doing now?
Oslar is an American actor. He is best known for his television roles as Zach Morris in NBC's Saved by the Bell,
Yeah.
John Clark in ABC's NYPD Blue, Jerry Kellerman in TNT's Raising the Bar, and Peter Bash in the TNT's Franklin and Bash.
That's what it is, not
Franklin
Suits, it's
and Bash.
Franklin and Bash. Okay.
And I
So,
never
yeah,
heard
the
of Franklin and
detective was
Bash
a
till
while
like just
ago.
recent.
He was he did that detective thing a while ago, alright. What year, you know what, you should find out while we're already on there, what year was Saved by the Bell on the air? The original,
Okay.
not in
What year did Saved by the Bell start?
This is important stuff, people. Pay attention. If you don't know what Saved by the Bell is, you got problems.
1989, you were right. It started in the 80s.
Yes!
89 to 93. I said it started like in the 90s, and
Yo.
you said late 80s, but it is 89.
So very late as I could
You won
be.
by a cunt hair.
I'm just barely right, but don't ever come up against me when it comes to useless knowledge.
You were so close to not even having it right, and you didn't even know.
I did. It
It was just a shot.
because
Yeah,
I guess
I'm gonna karate chop your dick off.
I'm when it comes to here's the thing too. Like Joe will testify this, Mr. Linkey.
I haven't seen him in forever.
Whenever usually it's some sort of nerd topic, but like the one time it was about like Naruto or something, and it was about who was partnered with who, and I said this guy. Yes. It's like, oh, these guys were partnered, and he goes, no, they weren't. It was these two, and I'm like, no, what? Don't fucking question me on my nerd shit. And like 30 minutes later, he's now pulled up on his big screen in front of everyone. Googled the answer and he finds it. Now he could have graciously been like, oh, all right, you were
Here,
right.
I'll show you on my phone, but no.
What he does is once he realizes that he's wrong, he goes on this rant where he's like, oh, yeah, you think you're fucking smart? You big fucking nerd? You're a bigger nerd than I am. Congratulations, you're a bigger nerd than I am. I hope you're fucking happy. I hope that makes you like feel good. Like he just took away any like joy in being right. And so he's gotten really used to that. Like if I am right and he's not, he won't let me walk away with that.
You'd be like, I wouldn't put it in my pocket, run out the door.
Mm-hmm. I've ran away. I did that at his house years and years ago. I beat him at a fighting game, like 4 in a row. We kept changing games, and on the 4th game, I left his. I told him I'd use the bathroom, and I left, and I never came back. I was like, I'm retiring the champ.
That's the way to do it.
It didn't happen very often. I've lost way more than I've won.
The only time I remember playing games at his house was Gundam in the basement when he lived over here in Alba.
Oh God, wasn't that awesome? We've done that on
Japanese
on
Gundam. Black market shit.
You know, Joe, man, from a very early age, Joe knew how to find like the dark crevices of the internet and buy stuff, and like
The darkness of the internet.
He
I
had, like-
remember buying like the disc. What are they called? Not the big floppy, but the one that had the little aluminum over it. What were those called?
It was ironic because floppy disk was the little hard ones.
Oh, really?
And a hard disk was the big floppy one.
So I bought a floppy disk from him for like $1 that had nudies on it.
That was, man, at an early age, dude. Like, yeah,
and he's like, hey, he'd steal them from the school, the scan discs ones, and then it just said it said something random on it, like homework. And he's like, here you go. And I'm like, I don't want your homework. He's like, it's not. Wink, wink. Make sure no teachers are around. Then you print them off and then take them home.
I wonder how much porn got printed in the 90s, at dawn of the internet.
Because we didn't all have printers at home. But
yeah, you know,
you kids won't understand.
Yeah,
this.
You wouldn't understand that we could just go home and go on the internet. Like, you don't know how hard it was to get
my
porn
uncle's hustlers
back in our day. Plus, some of us got introduced to like the first porn I ever encountered was Candy Stripers, which was from the 70s. So I was misled about like how things worked and female anatomy and all sorts of stuff.
Deep Throat was my first one. I'm like, hey, women love giving head.
Yeah, like that would. If Deep Throat's your first porn, you're like, so I can make a girl orgasm if I let her give me head long enough.
And she'll be quiet.
So I'm being the nice guy.
Yeah. So I just grab these ears and then slap. What happened? I don't understand what I did wrong.
I don't. Why is
that's the devil and Miss Jones? So I thought all older women wanted to sleep with me too.
So many things are starting to make sense right now. As you said that, no wonder he was constantly trying to sleep with teachers in high school. Like, I thought if there was ever going to be like a, breaking news, a teacher was caught sleeping with a young man at the St. Charles High School. The young man was Corey Fishbacher. I was going to be like, called it. Totally called it.
But you know who did?
Who?
David Dunn.
What?
He nailed a teacher. I'm not going to stay on here. I don't know if there's a statute of limitations. After we turn this off, maybe I'll tell you. Or no, it was a rumor anyway.
It was a rumor. It was alleged. It may or may not have happened. Totally.
But anyway, I hear you're going somewhere really special coming up soon.
Oh, well, we're planning a trip to this big anime convention thing. I'm excited because I get to meet. You would absolutely love this guy. His name is Anthony, but I know him as Mr. Pool because when we go to the conventions, we're in character, and we just try to cause as much goofy. We try to do as much stuff as we can without actually hurting anybody's feelings or getting thrown out. But
I should go dressed as Trump because I don't care about hurting feelings either.
That would actually I don't know. As long as you just kept that persona, people would probably just laugh at it. Because there's a you could make so many oh my God, there's so many Mexicans around. Mr. Trump, those people are Japanese. Oh my God, there's so many Japanese people around.
You're like, you know what I would do? I would go over there and I'd build a wall.
If I did have a costume, it would be the most elegant, luxurious costume you've ever seen. It would be spectacular.
Luxurious.
And then you know what you should do just to be a dick about it is we should put a bunch of makeup on a baby doll. And when people are like, who's that? You'd be like, this is my young wife. I just got rid of the last one. She got too old.
Polly Pocket.
This is my wife, Miss Pocket.
Miss Polly.
She's the most luxurious. Look at how luxurious this home is.
It's getting extremely Italian, really quick. You're greeting it up so hard. But it's hard not to. It's hard to do a Trump without going full Guido.
Because he always does that. I feel he's always
retard.
squinting a little bit, French Stewart.
Wait, is Guido a racial term?
A little bit. I think it's more of a stereotype.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Jersey Shore.
Yeah, you did that. That wasn't our fault. Natty Ice, thanks for that one too.
Yeah, Natties. I drank in high school and it wasn't cool.
It's funny because
I had a problem. Because I couldn't afford to drink beer like normal kids.
I haven't drank beer in over 4 years, but times were tough when I wasn't drinking, and I would get a case of Milwaukee's Best for $12.99.
Old Milwaukee's what me and Christofferson drink now. That's he drinks that. My choice is Hams, and that's under $15 a 30-pack. Can you imagine if they had that been? I mean, back when we were in high school, that would have been like $10.
I'm always meeting people that are talking about microbrews and stuff, and I'm like, I always liked what most people refer to as garbage beer.
Me too.
You know, like
it's because we're so ingrained with that white trash DNA.
Yeah, like if I would have a Sam Adams, I was like, what is this? And they'd be like, that's taste and aroma and barley and hops. And I'd be like, I hate it. Just give me the swill water.
Yeah. I gotta chase it with whiskey so I can taste the garbage out of my mouth.
On top of it too, like my primary objective always was, you know, to get drunk. It was never like, I never took a beer and was like, yeah, it's very flavorful. That was delicious.
Just the act of you going, God, reminded me of so many times when you tried to break glass bottles on your head.
Oh my God, so we just told the story to a good buddy of ours. You remember Trent? He would take these big this one night in particular, he would smash pretty much anything, but he grabbed it was a Jack Daniels bottle. And for whatever reason, man, that first whack just didn't do it. But man, he put a lot into it. And you know, like, it's kind of like in a UFC fight when you see that guy take that bad hit and he just can't quite recover. But he's still trying, you know, he's hanging.
You're waiting. They keep throwing, and the guy's like partially out, and he's still kind of defending, but he keeps going to town.
So at some point after like try 3 or 4, plunk, 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 we had to stop him, and we were like, all right, that's enough. That's all right, man. Like, you've done it 100 times. This one time you couldn't do it. It's okay. You've won most of your fights with the bottles, and I could barely do it with like a Budweiser bottle. Like, hang on, guys, watch this. Plunk, ow!
And you just look like a jackass.
I could smash beer cans against my head. I remember being able to do that, but God, like the next morning, I'd always have like, you
have permanent circles on your skull.
And you're like, God, what did I do? And like,
they're gonna dig you up in like 2,000 years. There's gonna be little rings on your skull. You'd be like, see this here? This was a high school alcoholic.
You can tell by the rings. And as he got older, though, the rings seemed to dissipate, suggesting that he stopped smashing cans on his face.
Now, whether or not he stopped drinking, we don't know. We can assume that he was a loser.
Yeah.
We can assume that he was a loser.
He made a lot of poor life choices. I don't like to use the word loser.
Okay.
It makes me sad. So, I like to say
sad.
Made poor life decisions.
Just fake laugh. It'll cover the real tears.
Cover the... Ha-ha! Fake laughs.
It's okay.
Real tears.
I'm a loser. I can admit it. I'm not sad. I'm pretty happy about it. I'm a happy person, though.
Somebody just made me listen to like a Weird Al Yankovic song talking about how his girlfriend's trying to murder him and he thinks she doesn't love him anymore. And it was the look on my face. They stopped and they were like, is this hitting home for you right now? And I was like, yeah. Weird Al gets me.
You have sung to an all-time low. If you're like, Weird Al Yankovic wrote this song.
Could you imagine if Weird Al knew that? Like if I told him like, Weird Al, man, like I totally relate to that song. It really touched me. And he was like, that was supposed to be satirical. You should be doing something.
He would probably laugh for a little while and then call some like security. I mean, let's face it. Weird Al probably doesn't have security.
Gives me the number to his therapist.
He'd call the police because let's face it. I mean, he's like a C-lister now.
I don't know, actually, like, he's made this weird roaring comeback on YouTube and whatnot. No.
Really?
Yeah, he really has. Like, he did this song called, You're Tacky. You know that song, Happy? Pharrell song, well, he did one where it's tacky, and he got, like, just a shit ton of celebrities, like, I can't even think, but I remember Jack Black is the one ingrained in my head, but they're all wearing the worst fucking outfits, like, I heard a rumor that, like, a lot of them, like, he actually asked them, he's like, please bring your own stuff. Like, we don't want to provide you with tacky stuff. We would like it if you bring your own. So a lot of what they showed up with was their own stuff. Like, this is the tackiest thing I own. And Jack Black had, like, a full-on outfit. And was, like, it was purple, green, and yellow. And, like, and Jack Black is, like, just dancing around and singing in this song. Oh, he's fantastic.
Jack Black is really funny in a lot of shit.
He really is. He nails quite a bit of what he does. I mean,
I want to see him and that.
We're just about at 15, so we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Thanks, everybody.